Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. What if I told you your voice isn't just meant to be heard, but felt? There's a fire in your story, a truth the world needs, but too many are still whispering when they were born to resonate. I'm Brad Walsh, and I created a free masterclass called Empower Your Voice, 5 Secrets to Becoming an In-Demand Podcast Guest, because I believe your voice deserves a stage. If you're ready to speak with power, purpose, and presence, it's time to own your truth, be heard, and be unforgettable. Click the link in the show notes to sign up now. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest is Giota Vorgia. She is a painter and artist. Welcome, Giota. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here with you and with all these people.
Yes, I know we have been trying for quite a while to get this interview done, so I'm so excited and happy to have you here with me today and looking forward to jumping in and sharing a little bit about your story, your journey, and the beautiful light you put out into the world through all the work you do. So with that being said, let's jump right in. Now, you are a painter/artist. Was there a defining moment or experience for you that ignited your passion for art, leading you to become a painter? And how long have you been painting for?
Okay, so the art was always around me growing up in Greece. My home, I grew up in a very artistic home. Both of my parents are artists. So are my brother and sister, they're pianists.
Oh,
So my home was always filled with music, poetry, creativity, and etc. I studied interior design when I grew up, but I remember myself since the age of 4 painting the walls of my house. And I remember my mom once, she came I was under the desk hiding. She asked me, why do you need to hide under the desk to paint? Because I need more space. That's what they told her. Yeah, one of the most defining moments was a turning point in my life was falling.
Okay.
Okay, it is a very vibrant moment. I fell from a cliff, and it was a near-death experience that I have had in my 20s. That moment changed my life forever because it was a wake-up call for me. This moment, it was a reminder that life is fragile and it's very precious. After that moment, I understood that I had to live in the moment, in the now, in the present.
And so that drove you to pursue your passion of painting more so than you had already been doing.
Exactly. I started to observe more what was around me, to live the moment, and that maybe helped me. My senses became more, I raised my senses about what was happening around me, observing more everything that was happening. And it was like I was receiving messages from the universe, from nature, and that was the motivation for me to become a painter. But before that, I have to tell you that my artistic family was a very, very one factor that helped me a lot to become an artist.
Beautiful. And so, Giota, what drives, motivates, and inspires you to keep going and excelling at all that you do?
Oh, life itself. It is life and the desire to live fully, not halfway. I'm also a cancer survivor, and that journey gave me the courage to stop living in autopilot, as most of the people do nowadays, running and chasing time and trying to complete all my to-do lists. So after that moment, it made me appreciate every moment more deeply. And of course, my 3 children, I have 3 boys, are a huge motivation as well. I believe that they don't follow our advice, but our example. So I try to be the best example for them, and I know that they will follow.
Are your boys artists as well and interested in art?
I didn't hear you now.
Are your boys interested in art as well?
Love art, but I'm not sure they're going to follow my steps. Also, their father, my husband, is an artist, but they just like to enjoy art. They are not going to follow. They are more practical.
So I'm curious, do you have any formal art training, or are you completely self-taught? And secondly, what are your thoughts on formal education and training for the arts? Do you think it's absolutely necessary, or are you of the mind that you don't need to have training to be an artist?
Okay, that's a very good question because I was asking myself all my life about this. I studied design, interior design, and then I'm a graphic designer, and which gave me a strong visual and technical foundation. But I chose not to go to the fine art school, and that was a very conscious decision. I was always aware of what I was thinking, of what I was feeling, and was feeling afraid that they would harm this feeling that I had. I believe that formal training might interfere with the way I dream and I see the world around me. So I didn't want someone to try to correct me somehow, to correct something in what that was already part of my essence. It is allowing other people to get into your space. So I didn't want to stop trusting my inner voice, and that made me not to go to an art school. Of course, I studied history of art, I studied everything, and I passed another exam that gives me the same recognition as being in the university because I am in the chamber of the Greek Chamber of Arts, of Fine Arts in Greece.
Okay.
And of course, I have been first awarded in many constitutions, and yeah, this is another thing.
Amazing. And so I personally hear a lot of people say, my wife is one of these people where she'll say, I don't have a creative bone in my body. I'm not creative. I can't do this. I can't. And when it comes to art, now they say it's just not who they are. It's not part of them. What are your thoughts on that? I'm sure you've heard people say that to you as well, being an artist, when you talk to people about art. So, what are your thoughts when you hear people say those kinds of things? Do you believe that, or do you think that we all innately have some kind of creativity within us?
Yeah, I always smile and when I hear about this because people believe I don't have the art in them. But when I hear that, I believe that creativity lives in each one of us.
Mhm.
And we have just been taught that you have to follow a certain path to be creative. But art is everywhere. It's the way we dress, the way we speak, the way we see life. So as we start to observe our how we think, then art comes into our life. The aesthetics also. I have had art classes in the past, online and in-person art classes, and I always remember my students, adult or little ones, say that they are not creative enough or they don't have it, and I just told them to relax and just start one step at a time. And then they realized that it was not something hard for them. It flew easily, and as they permitted this to happen. So this is in each one of us. Of course, there are people that are more talented than others, but that doesn't mean that this the soil is not ready for them. Start.
I love that. Yes, I agree. I think everyone has creativity within them, and it may not be as a painter or as someone
Mhm.
who can draw or something, or someone who's a photographer. They may be creative in other ways. They're creative in the kitchen. They are creative with marketing. There's all different ways you can be creative. It doesn't necessarily have to mean art per se. So I love hearing other artists' thoughts around this question. And so thank you for sharing that. Where do you pull your inspiration from when you're creating art?
Nature, always nature. It is the sea, it is the wind, the stones, the water of the sea, the lakes. Everything that is in nature inspires me. That is my first language, I would say. When I'm walking by the water, by the sea water, I feel like the world is speaking in whispers. And I receive these whispers, these messages. And I am there, always there to listen. But of course, I'm also inspired by people, the stories they
Mhm.
carry, and I love to hear about their story of life, the achievements they had, the resilience, and all those the principles and we all have and we all carry in us, the emotions that they share with me, and their stories. I love stories. Sometimes a painting is born from something I heard years ago, and sometimes from a moment I experienced just that day. And I paint what I feel, actually. And I have learned that is that the more personal it is, the story resonates with others.
The deeper the impact of the art. Absolutely. I would agree with that 100%. What is your favorite thing? Or
I cannot hear Brad. It is your voice goes up and down.
I know it.
So I'm not sure. I try to cut this part. I to understand what you say, but I don't hear everything that you say.
Hang on one second. I'm got some issues with my mic here. What is your favorite thing or what lights you up the most about being an artist?
Okay, that's what I love most about being an artist. Okay, I love this question. That what I love most is that it is that moment when I enter this state when time disappears. There's no time. So when I'm painting and I suddenly realize that how hours have passed and I am still there, I'm still painting and I don't know where this time went. And it's like I'm flying in a world where time doesn't exist. So then later, when someone sees the work and says, "Oh, I felt something about it," and I connect with this person, and then he shares the story that they have. She shares the story, and then we have the same path. We have walked the same path. So these are the reasons that I am an artist. The time that goes so fast when I paint, and I am in a dream world, and the second when I resonate, and when I connect with people through the stories that I paint.
I love that. I know for me, when I'm shooting, when I'm out with my camera,
Oh, yes.
I'm in another world. It's meditation for me. It's just me and my camera and whatever's around me. And I absolutely love being in that state. And you're right. It's like time doesn't exist.
It doesn't exist, yes. It is an eternal moment. And every moment is always new because we walk the future. We are on the future is now. Every moment,
Yeah.
second of a minute, every second that pass by, we are in the future. But at the same time, every moment is eternal and is always new again.
Absolutely. Yeah. Agreed. So, what do you believe your art says about the world that words cannot define, that words cannot say?
Okay. My words cannot say. I didn't hear the question at
Oh,
all.
sorry. What do you believe that your art says that words cannot define, that words cannot speak?
Okay, my work speaks loudly about living the now, living the moment. Let love be your guide. This is the message that shouts to each one of the paintings that I have. That life isn't waiting for you in the future; it's already here. So my art is a reminder to all of us, including myself, to slow down, to breathe, to see, and to experience.
I love that. Iota, where does your art come from? Do you believe it comes from emotion, intuition, memory, or spirit?
So sometimes I begin with the memory, but it doesn't come out literally. It flows through my head and becomes something new. So other times I sit in stillness and something stirs inside me. And knowing a thought that I might have, that's when I paint.
Beautiful. Now, do you believe that creativity is something you own or something that is channeled?
Okay, so I definitely channel. I'm a conduit. When I'm still enough, when I let go of my ego and all the noise
Mhm.
that is around me, something larger moves through me. It is sacred.
Yeah,
It reminds me that this isn't about providing something. It's not about me. It's about showing up for something. So I think that is an orchestration, a divine orchestration that is happening, and I am the medium that helps the nature speak through me.
do you believe that's true with all artists then? Would you say that art and creativity is channeled through? Or do you believe that some artists own their creativity?
Yeah, I think that they don't, all of us don't feel the same about this. And
Hmm.
sometimes it has to do with the branding that we want to have. I
Yeah.
am not very concerned. I'm not really interested in my branding as a Giota Vorgia. I'm interested in helping other people's see through them and feel what I can feel and improve their lives the way I did, their well-being and everything around them, the life of others.
Yeah.
Because there is the ripple effect. If I
Yes.
improve my life, my surroundings will do too.
Yes. So, if your art was your only voice in this whole world, what message would you want it to scream?
Absolutely live in the now. Let love be your guide because life isn't waiting for you in the future, it's already happening here. And my art is a reminder that I have to slow down, to
Mhm.
breathe, to see, to experience, because it happens once.
Yes, absolutely. What does it mean to you to be a woman artist at this particular moment in history?
Okay, what a question. It means that I no longer wait for people, for others to give me permission to speak. I'm not waiting the silence to stop to enter the door or the new door, the pathway. It means that I can create space for expression and honoring all the parts of myself, the strong, the soft part of myself, the fierce, the gentle part, all that defines me, everything that defines me. I want to share my truth, even when it's not very beautiful, because this is my
Mhm.
truth, this is me. And knowing that by doing that, I am opening the door for the others, especially women and other people,
Mhm.
others, especially women, to do the same as I did, not to be afraid to do that.
I love that. And that's very courageous.
I hope so.
Absolutely. What would you say has art taught you about being human and also about being a woman?
That we are all full of contradictions, and that's okay. We are all vulnerable and strong at the same time. We can hurt, we can be hurt, we have wounds inside us, and we can have joy at the same time. That art has taught me how to hold all of that, of all of these feelings, with compassion. And being a woman, I have learned to carry everything silently. Through painting, I have found my way, my only way to speak without words. That has changed everything. I don't have to
Art
speak. I
is
just have to express the way I feel, the way I know. I only know. And that doesn't need any permission, just needs to be myself.
that is so powerful. Art is such a powerful medium. It's incredible. It really is. The feelings and the emotions that art can create and the doors it can open for people. It's so beautiful. What when all the paint is dry and the brushes are down, who are you? Who is Giota beneath the artist?
Who is Yota? Absolutely a mom. I don't know if you saw my son working
Yes, I
behind
did.
me.
Yeah.
I am a mom and I love this role. It's not just a role, it is something more than that. It is a mission that I have. And I want to become the example for my sons. I have three boys. The older is
Mhm.
almost 20. And this is a role that I have embraced, that I love. And I want through this to help the world become better. Because I have created three human beings and I have to teach them the way to live their life beautifully and boldly. Bold.
Yes. I love it. Absolutely love it. What is one truth that you've uncovered through art that has changed the way you live your life?
Okay. That presence, the full presence of the moment that we live in the moment, holds a kind of, it's like sacred, that it is
Mhm.
really important. It is a truth that you cannot find anywhere. You cannot read books and find this truth. You cannot speak with others, but or even in thoughts, only in being. It is the truth that you experience only in being. And after I fell off a cliff, when I told you about this near
Mhm.
experience
Yeah.
that I had, and almost lost my life because I didn't know if I would die or not. It was a very shocking experience. Everything changed. I stopped postponing my joy. I stopped living in the future or the past because the future had some doubts, some fears. The
Mhm.
past had regrets, had doubts if I did well or not. So I
Mhm.
started to live in the moment. I realized that this is the only way. The moment is the gift. And that's the
Yeah.
bit behind my work. It's why I began painting the stones. And I started this session in 2004 when if I saw a group of pebbles on the beach, and then there was a small stick of wood, that one of those pebbles was overlapping this stick, and it looked
Mhm.
like it wanted to get out of the comfort zone. That although so he dared or she dared to go to the other side, and said, "Oh, what a message!" And then I looked around me and I saw all these stories, and I said, "Oh, I have to share these stories with the people." And that was my mission. It was a vision, then became a mission. So I think that I'm jumping from one question.
No, that's okay. That's okay. I love that we're talking about this because this is something that I've been
Yeah.
working on lately is living in the present moment. I just made a post about it today too, talking about how we can't live in the past because the past is already gone. It's done. We can't change what happened in the past.
No.
The future, it hasn't even arrived yet. So there's no point in stressing over it and getting worried about it because it hasn't even been here. We have to live in the present moment because that's all we have is this present moment. Nobody's promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
So we have to live in the present. And that's not easy to do. It's a hard mindset to get into, but I think once you're able to do that, everything changes.
Everything. Because just return to the moment to heal and to listen.
Yes, absolutely. I love it. Thank you for sharing that. When people label you, Giota, as talented, how does that sit with you? How does that word sit with you? And what do you wish they understood about you instead?
Okay, I believe that talent is only the beginning. Maybe it is inherited. My father was also an art. He is a painter too. He's a fine artist too. So I remember myself looking at him painting in the night, and I was like next to him, talking all night with him and observing what he was doing. And somehow this became my experience too. So maybe it is inherited. Maybe it's a spark also, but without the right conditions, love,
Mhm.
time, space, discipline, it can disappear. So let's say Mozart, right? Mozart without the
Mhm. Yeah.
piano would be just a child with music in his heart, right? But if he lived in a country at war, what then? What would happen?
Yeah.
So of course, talent is something we might have. It
Mhm.
only flourishes when we are lucky enough to add love and focus to it, on it. When you commit to showing up every single day, that's where real life magic happens.
Yes, that spark catches fire. The spark is the talent, as you
Yeah,
said.
this
And then you have to have all of the right conditions, all of the other pieces in order to light that spark and turn it into a fire.
yeah, this fire. We all seek this fire.
Yes, absolutely. So, do you believe that art has the power to shift culture or even consciousness? And if so, how?
Yeah, I believe so, absolutely. Because art doesn't speak to logic, it speaks to the soul, to the heart. And it bypasses defenses and touches something pure that lives inside us. And I believe that when someone connects with a painting, I have so many collectors, and when they say that they connect with a painting, they don't just see the painting, they feel the painting, they experience the painting. And if that feeling is rooted in truth, because they don't have to ask others, they just have to experience by themselves. If it is rooted in truth, in peace, in love, of course, it becomes like, we say contagious, but it's not the right word, maybe, because not a positive word. It is like a ripple effect. Art creates space for people to slow down, to reflect, to return to what matters. It is.
I love that is one of the most beautiful pieces of being an artist, at least for me, is when I have conversations with people who have my art and I listen to them talk about how it touches them or how they feel that, as you said, they feel the image. It's something you feel. Or when I hear people talk about the story that they see in that image, that to me is so magical and so powerful and so beautiful to hear someone else's thoughts and or interpretation of the work that I've created. There, it's hard to describe. It's hard to put into words that feeling as an artist that you get when you hear that from someone who has one of your pieces hanging on their wall or in their house or wherever it is.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to hear that feedback.
And it's amazing how we connect with those people. It's amazing. It's so unique that I know all my local collectors by their name. We still talk to each other. We know what is happening in each other's life, and this is magical because we know that we have something in common. We know we have something in common because what I paint is my experiences and what I see, what is happening around me or in me, and this is so magical. I love it.
Yeah, it's a very special connection for sure. Reflecting on your artistic journey, how have you evolved as an artist, both in terms of the style and the messages that you aim to convey through your art?
Okay, so that is very interesting question because I remember myself when I was younger, my first years, I painted for myself. I still do, but in another way. I will explain later. So I painted for myself. It was like a whisper that I followed, something that was happening to me. I felt happy. I was painting, but over time, my work began to open up, to speak to others, and with others. And now I paint to create connection with people. It's not about me. My stones are no longer silent as they used to be. They carry messages. So messages about healing, about presence, transformation, and my style has become more intentional, more refined. Maybe I pay more attention, detail, and But my purpose now is to connect, not to show off that I have this skill or I need more praise more. I don't need that anymore.
Yeah. But don't you believe that we as artists should be, I think, the foundation for it or the root of it is creating for ourselves first, right?
Yeah, of course, we start like this, but
Yeah.
maybe I think that this changed after my second experience that I had that I'm a cancer survivor. So after this experience, I knew that this was my way also to help other people heal. It was more therapeutical, this experience about art. So I knew that this was my way to help them.
Beautiful. What belief did you once hold about yourself as an artist that you had to dismantle in order to evolve?
I told you about that. I once believed that going to fine art school would shape me into someone I didn't want to become, that it would make me stop dreaming and start doubting. Because this is the biggest problem about artists. They don't believe in themselves. If you speak to an
Yes.
artist, they are not confident at all. And I believe that they don't start like this. If you are a child, you are always confident until somebody tells you that you are not enough. So I don't believe that this is the only way to become an artist, through an institution or a school or academy.
Yeah.
I didn't want others to correct me, to tell me how to express myself. I trusted my inner voice too much to risk losing it. So that's why I chose to study design, I told you, and graphic design. It is more technical path where I could still create, but still grounded in my own vision. So I worked for around 15 years and then I let this go and I embraced my artistic self. And after that, I passed the committee and became recognized as an equal to fine artist through the Greek Chamber of Arts of Fine Arts in Greece. And now my work speaks louder than no.
I absolutely love that because it's freedom of expression and art is subjective. What I find beautiful, you might not think is beautiful and vice versa. So someone standing there at the head of the class saying, no, you have to do it this way or it's wrong, or who are they to tell you that?
Yeah, Picasso was many times, they said that he was not good enough, and so many others like Kandinsky, and then they thrived. So
Yeah. And they created beautiful art.
yeah, they did.
As they say, art has the power to heal, and we've just talked about that. Have there been particular instances where your art or the act of creating has been a source of personal healing and transformation for you?
Yeah, deeply. When I paint, I enter a space beyond time. I told you that. There's no time. There is no doubt, there's no pain, there is no fear. I put on my headphones. I love music. You know that I love music, Brad. I think that
Yes.
this music is above all arts. So I cannot do without it. I put on my headphones, classical music, and I am flying in a dream world. So the shapes I create, the soft, the rounded stones that I create, because my stones are round, are pebbles. They are part of the healing. There is even scientific research showing that curved forms, when the forms that the shapes that you are painting, that you are drawing,
Yeah.
are curved, they send signals to the amygdala, you know, the part of our brain that is
Yes.
responsible for processing fear. And they are telling that you are safe. The round shapes tell you that you are safe and that there is no threat and everything is okay, relax. So in painting those forms, I'm not just healing myself, but I'm creating a calming, a visual space for the viewer as well. My canvas becomes a sanctuary, a haven for the people.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. Now, I know we talked about you briefly mentioned confidence with artists. So, creating art and sharing art when we first start out as artists, it's incredibly vulnerable and I believe requires a lot of confidence to share your art. So, how do you navigate exposing personal emotions or stories within your work? And what has helped build your confidence as an artist? Because, as you said, we've all struggled with that. We've all struggled with confidence as artists. And what impact do you think that the vulnerability has on the viewer's experience when they look at your art?
Okay, this is very interesting because my confidence didn't come from people that saying to me that you are very good or you're such a good artist. It didn't come from there. It came from
Right.
people saying that, oh, I connect. I have been through that too. Every time someone looks at the painting, like for example, Narrow Path, I have a painting that is called Narrow Path, and you understand what it is about. It tells me
Yeah.
I've been there too. I had a hard journey. I came through. I went through the path, and I am free again of this
Yeah.
of this challenge. So when this happens, then I feel seen, and in that moment that is shared, we both feel less alone. Where we are already connected. So this it's the power of vulnerability. It builds bridge between me and all the people that I connect, and this gives me the confidence that I need.
Did you struggle with confidence though when you first started sharing your work?
Yeah.
Was that a hard?
Yeah, I had a problem. Everybody,
Yeah.
I think all people have that we experience a part of our life that we are not confident enough. I was struggling all my life about sometimes about my appearance, sometimes about if my art was good enough, about several things. But I realized that everybody has been through that path, and I let it go after, especially after my cancer challenge. That I saw that life has to deal with more important things like that than that.
Yeah.
There's no
That's a great way to look at it.
yeah.
It's a great way to look at
And
it.
I realized that when I was walking by the beach, because I live in a that is very close to the beach, it's 10 minutes walk. Every day I walk by the beach, and when I experience this very therapeutical, the essence of the ocean, of the sea, the all in and out of the sea, and I could see things in perspective, and that's what I wanted to put in my paintings. That when I walk on the beach, I am present. When I experience the beauty of this painting, I am present too. So this is what I try to bring into my heart, and then I infuse in my paintings. I put in my
Beautiful. Yeah. Beautiful. Iota, if all your art was erased tomorrow from the world, what part of your essence would still remain in the world?
my love and the way I look at people, the way I care about people, the way I listen, and I want others to feel seen, not to feel enough. Even without my paintings, I think that I would still offer my presence and my energy and my stories and my truth, because art is one of the languages that we have, but love is my essence.
Love is everything. It's the highest vibration on the planet. It's all we need.
And all we have. We start from
Yes,
there.
absolutely. Yeah, for sure. What would be your very final piece that you ever painted, not in technique, but the message in that piece? If you had one final piece you were going to paint, what would the message be?
To not to give up, to live in, of course, to live in the now, because this is what I shout every day, every single day, but especially that even in the darkest chapters in your life, in the darkest moments, there is light waiting for you. Yeah, I think that this one, that never give up, be resilient, because at the end of this tunnel, there's something good waiting for you. You never know when you will see that. Just trust.
Yeah, I love that message. What is an unexpected blessing or occurrence in your life that you're grateful for?
I told you about that. Being a cancer survivor, that people, when I tell my story, they feel sorry maybe about me, but I had a talk. I speak I'm a speaker, and I had a talk. And I said that I feel very fortunate that I had this path in my life, and I went through this challenge because by experiencing this hard path, I knew how to help other people. And it changed me, it taught me to love myself deeper, to walk the narrow path with awareness, and to live gently. And of course, when I experienced this hard path of cancer, in that time I received so much love from friends, family, doctors, everyone. I didn't expose myself to say all these things in the social media, but my friends and family knew that. Of course, the team that was helping me. And I felt so unique. It was amazing. I was seen, I was held. And that feeling stays with me since now.
That is
Until
powerful and beautiful.
sorry. Yeah.
What do you think your unique skill set or superpower is that's helped you become successful, Yota?
Resilience, absolutely. Resilience. Yeah, because no matters what happens, I return to the canvas, to presence, to purpose, and I feel good again because I know that I have to be resilient to succeed in every area of my life. Because life, it is not very smoothly. It has ups and downs, but I learned
Yep.
how to turn every challenge into a small or bigger stepping stone, literally and
Beautiful.
metaphorically.
Yeah, yes. How do you define success? What does that word mean to you? What does the word success mean?
Success. I have a painting. I don't know if you know the painting. It is the ladder of success. It is a
No.
piece that it's a beautiful piece, and it shows one pebble above the other, and it's like there's a ladder. And I always follow a poem with my paintings, and this poem says that it's so beautiful to. It says that wait a moment. It is about my future self that tells me, go up here. It's so beautiful up there. And up here. Just come here. So I always compare with my future potential self that tells me that wants me to get there, to grab me and pull me up there. Success is when your future potential self meets with yourself of today. And when those
Wow.
become friends, they become one, then you have reached your success. But what is success actually? So success is doing what you love. Success is doing spreading the beauty around you, not ugliness. There is so much ugliness. We don't want more of that. Staying present and just do some little things around you. You don't have to be a superhero, but the little things change the world.
Yes, absolutely. What does the word empowerment mean to you?
Empowerment means that you already have everything in you, inside you. I had a speech a few months ago in January. I had a speech about entelechia, about our purpose. And I talked about Aristotle. And Aristotle said he had the concept of entelechia. Do you know what entelechia means?
No.
No. That everything that we need, we carry it in us. So there is a very beautiful story that he said. It's short. Can I say it?
Yes, of course. Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
there was a
Please do.
sculpture. There was a very good sculpture, and one saw a marble of stone. A block of marble. He took this marble at home and he said, "Oh, this is amazing! This is magnificent! This is fantastic! This is a masterpiece." But everybody was wondering, what is he saying? what is he saying? It's just a stone. So he started to carve the stone, and to chisel out all the parts of this marble that was not useful to him. So eventually this became a masterpiece, a statue, a sculpture, an amazing statue. So everybody came and said, how did you know that this would be? And he said that the essence was already there. This masterpiece was already there. I just had to reveal it, to take off all the parts that were not helping this one reveal itself. It's magnificent. So that's what I'm thinking about empowering other. When we talk about empowerment, that we have everything. We have this intellect that. So also Aristotle was the teacher of Alexander the Great. So from the age of 14 to 17, I think for only 3 years, he talked to him about how you can do anything that you want if you just believe in yourself and you have the foundation to just do one step at a time and believe and be resilient and all those things that we need to have. But we already have everything we need. We are one of one. We are masterpieces, not one of a million, not one in a billion. We're one of one.
I love that reminder. That's a beautiful reminder. We do. We have everything we absolutely could need within us. It's all there. And we are capable of doing absolutely anything in this world. Anything is possible for us. You just, as you said, you have to believe in yourself and you have to do the work in order to get there.
We have to do
I love that. Yeah, I love that, Giota. Thank you so much for that reminder, for sharing that. The timing of that is so perfect, because this is something I've also been reading a lot about and stepping into more and believing in myself more. So thank you for that reminder. Okay, so we're going to jump into a little rapid fire section here. So the next grouping of questions just be 1, 2, 3 word answer type thing. Okay, really quick. How would you describe yourself in one word?
love. I love to love.
Yes. What is your favorite self-care practice?
It's walking by the sea. The rhythm of the waves is like the breathe. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and let the sea guide me back into rhythm with life. Tells me everything will be okay, and I just breathe, and everything is.
If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
That presence is power. We keep rushing, achieving, fixing, but life is no later, is now. I see people that say that when I become 65, 70, I will enjoy life, but it's too late. And life is now. We can meet it here. We meet our real self here.
What's one thing you want but cannot buy with money?
Time. Absolutely, time. Time
Yes.
what I love. And those deep, honest conversations like the one that we have right now, that stay in the heart forever.
Yes. If you could be remembered for one thing, what would that be?
About one thing about my art, and what my art speaks about. Presence again. I love when people send me pictures through Messenger all the time. People that I don't know. Sometimes I don't know them, and they send me pictures that they have taken, and they said, "Oh, look at those pebbles. They remind me of you," and they resonate. Timeless rocks with Giota.
What is one thing you love about yourself that is not related to your physical appearance?
I can see beauty everywhere, even in pain, even in silence, even in when other people see emptiness. I can see beauty. Yeah.
What is one word that defines the woman that you are becoming?
Truth.
Love
I
that.
not loud truth. Let's tell me the truth. Can't you arrive at self-awareness? So Plato, the Greek philosopher, said we should seek truth all the time. And there was a beautiful, but I know that we don't have much time. He said the allegory of the cave. So there were people in a cave. They could see nothing, but it was so dark inside. They could see nothing but shadows on the walls, nothing. So one day, one of them escapes from the window and escapes and sees the world and says, "Oh, the world is so beautiful. It is so many colors, so much light." At the beginning, when he escapes, there is so much light that he gets blind. But after their days, day after day, he sees the beauty and he says, "Oh, I am free. I can see what is happening. I can see the truth." So he goes back to his fellows there in the cave. He tells them that I know how the world is, and it's not about shadows and darkness, but they don't believe him. They don't believe him because they are not ready to believe him. This is that's a story for me, because there are people who want to know the truth and people that don't care about knowing the truth, even if they know that this truth will help them. They will help them find their way. Truth comes when we understand how we see the world and why.
Absolutely.
That's how we evolve.
Yes, for sure. I created a bonus question for you that I didn't send you ahead of time. Giota, if you could take one feeling or one belief and bottle it up and give it to people, what would it be?
One feeling
or belief. Yep.
Or one of belief that there are not bad people around you. I hear people nowadays, especially nowadays, I'm not going to get into politics, but they say that this is bad, this is good, this is bad, this is good. I don't believe in bad people. I believe in that inside us, we are all made of flesh and blood, and we are all the same. We are born without hate, and we are both full of love and full of wanting to connect with each other. So don't believe that there are bad people and good people. There are people that are hurt, and they need something, and they try to get something from us, but it is because they want to heal a wound that they might have. So if you just stop and listen, we can find that we are all the same. So
absolutely.
I want to say people just to stop believing that we are all the same. Just be kind with each other. Be genshai. Do you know what genshai means? Genshai is a Hebrew word that means never treat yourself or others in a manner that they would make them feel small, including yourself. So others magnificent, and then the abundance, and then magic happens.
I love that. If you could have any three people in the world, alive or dead, sitting at your dinner table with you for dinner, who would those three people be and why?
I would love.
And what would you serve for dinner?
Great dinner, absolutely. So I would love to sit with Jesus. For me, he showed only the best that the human can show to others. He was the best example. He was full of love. I would like to also to be with Michelangelo, that he painted Cappella Sistina in the Vatican. You know, the scene of Vatican.
Yes, the Sistine Chapel. Yes, it's beautiful. I've seen it.
Oh my God, that is amazing.
Yes.
And of course, I would love to see my grandma again. And she's not here. She left us 3 years ago. But she was my mentor for many years. She was gentle, kind. She was full of love. And I miss her.
Yeah. And what would you serve for dinner? What would you have for dinner?
A Greek dinner. I would make live potatoes in the oven. Everybody loves.
Excellent. Beautiful. If you could step into my shoes, Giota, what is one question you would ask yourself that I didn't ask you?
I would ask, what are some moments that stayed forever in your heart where your art connected deeply with others?
Okay.
There were 2 moments that I remember that I was many moments, but those 2 were maybe because they were the first ones back in 2018. I think both of them. And the first one was it was my second public speech. It was my second. I was in front of a very large audience, and I stood next to my painting Ithaca. Do you know what is Ithaca about? Ithaca?
No.
Okay, Odysseus. Do you know Odysseus or Odyssey? What is it is about?
No.
Oh, okay, Odyssey. It is the journey after the Troy. Have you seen Troy with Brad Pitt?
Yes.
So after the Troy, the war was ended. Then every Greek soldier had to get back. King had to get back to their country. So Odysseus was one of them, and he wanted to get back to Ithaca. Ithaca was his island, and he was the king of Ithaca. So he had to get back, but it took him 20 years to come back to this island because he was lost in the Aegean Sea, Mediterranean Sea. So it took him 20 years. After these 20 years, he had become full of experiences. So there is this point of Ithaca that the poet Kavafis wrote, and it's about the journey of life, that even if you find yourself poor after all these years of finding your way back, you are not poor, you are full of experiences and full of what made you rich was not the material, but those that are inside your heart. And I started to cry, and everybody was starting to cry in the room, and it was very touching because we were embracing each other because we thought about our journey of life. And the second one was at the University of Texas in Austin. I was selected among applicants to exhibit at the University of Texas. It was about fine
Wow.
art, and out of those, 100 of them were selected. So there were 1,100 and 100 of them were selected. So people came with friends to vote for them because it was like a contest. But I came alone there. There was nobody with me because it was a lost case. I said, who's going to vote for me? So when they announced that I had received both the juries and the People's Choice Award, the first award, I was
Wow.
and it was a Greek woman far from home in Texas, just trying to speak her truth, and people felt it. And I have received many awards after that, after being listed in some who's who and other, but this one still remains in my heart. It is, I will never forget.
That is beautiful. Thank you for sharing both of those moments. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me.
Yes. If you had the opportunity to sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with one woman, any woman in the world, who would it be and why?
Yeah, I thought about that. I would say my grandma again, but I know everything about my grandma, so I don't need to know anymore. But maybe I would choose my
Okay.
Angelo. I don't know how you say. Angelo is like a Greek word, and it's so her strength, her vulnerability, her poetic way of expressing truth. That's what I love about her. I feel that we would see it just in silence and still be with her. She would understand what it means to turn pain into beauty and to look
Beautiful.
in her eyes and just say, thank you. I love you.
Thank you. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Two things, but I will just say that find what makes many things I would advise myself. But I would say find what makes you happy and be happy always. Find your gift, your talent, and combine it with meaningful act. Combine those. That's how we bring joy not only to yourself and to all the others, to the world. That's how you will help this world becomes more beautiful. We will, like an artist, I will do the world with beauty. To be
Yes,
also to be
absolutely.
authentic. It's very important to be authentic, to be you. I would say that there are not replicants because we always try to follow somebody that said that this is right or wrong. When we are young, we do that. We do that.
Yeah.
We don't believe in ourselves. So you are one of one. That's what I say to my children too. Completely unique. So just be yourself, love yourself, trust the process. We are beings of becoming.
I love that. Lastly, Giota, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, your corner of the world, your tribe, your people, what would that last 30 seconds sound like? What words of wisdom would you impart?
Oh God, wait. Okay, I would just say people to breathe, to just breathe, close their eyes, breathe. You are already enough. There is no race, there is no rush. You don't need to be anyone else. Look around you, there is everything already speaking to you. The waves, the wind, the stones. Life is beautiful. Nature invites you. You're part of this magical life. So stay present there, give love, be kind with others. Never forget that the most beautiful moments often come in silence and looking inside us. Trust the unknown. Don't be afraid of what will come. It is okay. You will get through this and always follow what brings you peace.
Beautiful, beautiful way to end the interview. Giota, thank you so much for being here with me today and for sharing a bit about your story, your journey, and your beautiful creations, the beautiful art you create. I appreciate you, and I am so grateful to be connected to you and to call you a friend and to have you as a member of the Empowerography community. Thank you for your time. It was an absolute pleasure speaking with you and sitting down and sharing in your journey.
Thank you so much, Brad. It was such a pleasure to be with you today, and I will forever remember this talk that we had because I love learning from you. You are inspiring too.
Thank you. I received that. Once again, my name is Brad Welsh, host of your Empowerography podcast. Today, my guest has been Giota Vorgia. She is a painter and artist. Thank you so much for your time today, Giota. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day.
You too. Thank you so much for inviting me. Have a beautiful life.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca, follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast, and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.